All right, guys, today is the 18th of August, 2025. Crazy Market Talk with KEL, where logic meets profit. Okay, guys, this morning we have a lot of information to go around, and let's go to the fundamental first, okay? But before that, disclaimer apply as usual. And of course, at the second half, we will talk about what happened last week in the market, all right? So don't go away. Okay, let's bring to the market now. Bring it in. Okay. All right, last Friday. Now, last Friday, the S&P 500 closed lower, but it locks a second weekly gain, yeah? All right, let me clear this away. Okay, so the S&P finally takes some profit, and of course, some people say this is just only a knee-jerk effect. It should be able to continue. Well, it is possible. Anything is possible. So what we have is that there's a decline in the chips stocks because they've been going up quite a fair bit, and the weak consumer sentiment data hurts the market, all right? So Applied Material and VanEck, this semiconductor ETF went down. NVIDIA lost about 1%. Now, the University of Michigan Consumer Index, okay, sentiment index fell 58.6 from 61.7 due to the worry of inflation. And of course, overall, the S&P 500 is still up for the week, followed by the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq. So the thing is this, the AI boom is still ongoing. And of course, everybody is expecting the Federal Reserve to cut interest rate. And of course, they don't think the pullback will be any significant. But the thing is this, we still see the retail sales data still paying a pretty decent upside for the consumer. And of course, the consumer sales went up higher than expectation. So it seems that people are buying, but ahead of the, most likely they bought ahead of the tariff that's coming on the 1st of August, right? So this one, you just need to take note of that, yeah? Okay, let me just check out my sign in for this. Should be, let me just take a look. Yeah, I'm in. Okay. All right. So stock powered to record highs again, despite warning sign. Can the market strong run continue? So the thing is this, the market wants a Federal Reserve to rate cut, right? But then the question is, if they do a rate cut, is because they need it or because the economy needs it? So the market still is looking at that now. If a rate cut, that will basically reduce costs for the consumer. Hence, therefore, it will increase sales. But we also know that if there is actually a rate cut, it will push the dollar lower and increase the chance of higher inflation. So it's basically a double-edged sword, all right? So it's good and bad at the same time. And the market now is feeling that it's still okay. The optimism is still very high. Everybody feel that it's all right. We can still accept it. But you see, humans are always greedy. After the first rate cut, they want a second rate cut. After they want a third rate cut. So because of that itself, right, we do see there's a lot of people buying United Health shares recently because of Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett basically when you buy 5 million shares of United Health, and this one counter we'll talk about shortly, yeah? Okay, so from there itself, right, you can see the people are still, not really worried of the potential issue. Now this coming, let me just sign in all this. Okay, so we know that this coming week we have the coming this where is that what? Okay, wait, just give a moment. Okay, wait. Yes, correct. On Wednesday, we will have the FOMC minutes. All right, this will give you a bit of insight of what Federal Reserve really thinks about the coming federal cut rates. And I think most likely they will cut the rate. Okay, they'll cut the rate over there. So that's why Wednesday do expect the market to be a little bit choppy. And of course, now we do know that there's a lot of names that given. Right, we have the Jefferies chief market strategist David Zeros. All right, he's looking to basically be one of the strong candidates to take over Jerome Powell. Larry Lindsay, BlackRock chief investment officer, also Rick Ryder, right? All these guys are all very pro to cut interest rates. So that's why there is a very high chance next year itself there will be a very good chance to see a very massive bull market. So before a massive bull market happens, you always want to see a sell down first so that people can buy cheap. And that's what I feel that will likely be happening. All right, so that is the fundamental for the news side. Let's look at the technical right now. Okay, So what we have this morning, let's go to the Dow Jones first. All right, the Dow Jones this morning, we have the Dow opening price at 44,973. So the same equation stays there. If the market stays above OP, you cannot short the market. It's as simple as that. Yeah, very, very important. Okay. And the thing is this, the MLP is 44,985. So the market is now supported by the OP and MLP. So the market will not be going down in the near term. Now there is a KCB at 45,042. I think that will be tapped later. And once that is done, the market may actually take a reversal from here itself. So this is what I feel. But the thing is this, that was on a note that now the boys are buying. The KSI now is green, the KCX is black, so that means that the overall sentiment now is still kind of bullish for the time being. Now, the only way the market can come down is that it breaks below OP and travel down to the pivot 2 at 44,897. But from where we are right now, it's about 100 over points over here, so it may not be immediate. So it take a while, yeah? So traders, watch out for that. If not, just stay tuned, stick to the OP. If you want to short the market, just wait for the market to go below OP. If not, do not do anything. Very important. All right, next market is gold. Now, gold is something that I am looking at, and I hope that this morning you have done what I share with you. Now, this morning, as promised to you yesterday in our sharing session, I told you there's no pivot. There'll be no pivot today, and truth be told, there won't pivot today. Right, guys, I'm the messenger of pivot. So that's why I want you to know that I tell you no pivot means no pivots. Okay, the opening price today is 33.36. So I did tell you this morning there will be some pullback first, okay, initially. But once the market reverse, this is where you can see it's a buy. So this morning, we already bought gold at above 3336. And now gold is going up. I believe gold will be heading towards 3351, which is the MA30. I repeat, I believe gold will be going for 3351. That is the target for gold today. All right. You can already see this clearly. Okay, so 3351. That is the MA30. Now, if gold can really go past this figure and stabilize above it, this is going to be very bullish for gold. Yeah, so guys, watch out. Now, one thing to note, there is a DJDD signal here. It means doji, directional day, meaning if the market chooses to go down, you'll go down all the way. If the market chooses to go up, it will go up all the way. So watch out for this potential. So if gold really continues slides up, especially if it breaks above the previous high is 3348, which is not too far away. Now, 3348 could be a very good level. Take some profit first. For those who are worried, you can take some profit at 3348. Then after that, you can aim for the sky, 3351, and even as high as 3397. Okay. All right. For those who actually attended my Zoom last night, I gave a very important sharing. If you do two things, either one of them, you get 10 bonus credit. For those who missed out just last night sharing, later in the afternoon, the videos will be ready. You can watch it, and you can, if you're still in time, you can go for that particular trade. But remember, apply risk management. Anything is possible. The market can go against you. Yeah, take note of that. Disclaimer apply. Okay. All right, so we're done Dow, we're done gold. Next one, look at Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, I want you guys to be very worried. All right, because I told you guys that Bitcoin should be coming down. I repeat, Bitcoin should be coming down. Yeah. Okay. So why do I say that? So first of all, before the diamonds are being placed, you notice that this is where the Bitcoin went up, right? Okay, fine. Now right click on this, you put a refresh button on the Bitcoin. You will see the stacked diamond appearing on your screen here. So this is a stacked diamond, right? The blue diamond and the 4 diamond combined together is called stacked diamond. And if you notice that, that is where the line is, which is here, right? Sorry. Okay, here, right? Okay, so what happened is that the market basically, after 2 days of being resisted, on the third day, it went above it. And because the boys were all buying strongly, boom, Bitcoin shoot up. So it's so simple to trade. You just have to follow one simple line and trade according to plan. This is how and beauty of this. Now, at the same time, this way you have to be very careful. If you put a line at the closing price, which is here, and you change the white color, that's the proper way to do that. Okay, now we have a problem. How it goes up will be how it comes down. And once the color change over from yellow to red and it breaks below the diamond line, Bitcoin is going to fall. So for my friends in Vietnam as well, especially, I want you the last 2 days to be careful of the Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin is coming down. So Disha, do me a favor. Can you draw this and inform my friends in Vietnam to be very careful? Bitcoin most likely will be coming down to 115,711. Please take a screenshot of this and send to them and say that KEL warned that Bitcoin may travel down to this price, 115,711, because it is possible. Why? Because the boys has been selling the last few days. The retailers were also selling, so it's without a doubt itself they will sell it down. Now the market, if it breaks below pivot 2, it may go even lower to 115,064 because that is the nearest KCB. All clear? This is very, very important, guys. So if the Bitcoin fall, what will happen to the stock market? Usually the stock market will follow, especially the NASDAQ. So this is something that you have ahead of time information. So let's see I'm right. If the Bitcoin do trade below to 115 figure, I expect the NASDAQ to follow through. Yeah, the NASDAQ to follow through. So let's cross to NASDAQ right now since we have the Bitcoin coming down. It's something we don't do usually. But if you happen to see that, a cross sharing, this is interesting. Wait, KEL, how come the NASDAQ is going up? I say it will come down. I say it will come down now. It will usually have a delayed effect. Okay, so big for NASDAQ this morning, the opening price is 23,733. The MLP is 23,746. So the opening price and the MLP is very nearby, but the market choose to be up first. You have to follow through. Never fight the OP. If the market is above OP, just buy. Don't bother, don't care. But since you know that there's a NASDAQ problem because the KSI is red, you also notice that the Bitcoin is actually coming down right now. Just watch the OP later on. If the market breaks below OP, there's a very high chance the NASDAQ may pull back and reverse to 23,575 for today. But of course, tomorrow the numbers will change again. Yeah. So at least for today, we know what to do. Now, because now it's trading above the pivot 1, it's a classic buy signal. So do not short NASDAQ. Do not short it now because it's above OP. This is very, 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 very important. Don't go against the traffic. Okay. All right. So that is how we covered everything. Now we go to Ethereum. Now, the thing is this, why covering more to the Bitcoin Ethereum recently? Because number one, number two, first reason is because the cryptocurrency is hot right now. Yeah. Number two, a lot of my friends in Vietnam, they really trade a lot of Ethereum and Bitcoin. So I promised the management over there, we will cover Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I'm doing that right now. So Ethereum today, you can see it's 44.64 in the opening price. The MLP is 44.46 also, right? It's very near to the OP, but very importantly, the KSI is red. So one thing about our system is that people cannot see this sort of thing. They only see the price coming down, consolidating, but they do not know that the big boys are actually selling. And this is something that the market doesn't have it, but only CRAZII system has this incredible system. So we need to know all this information to give ourselves a heads up, right? So this morning, when I saw Ethereum basically went up high and pulled back to below OP, I shorted Ethereum. So guys, Ethereum has to stay above 43.90 right now. It has to stay above 43.90. If it breaks below that, then the Ethereum could have a free fall all the way to 42.42. So same thing, Disha, do me a favor, send this to the people in Vietnam, especially Vietnam, so that they can know that if the market do fall, we may actually see 42 level. All right. Now, of course, nothing's 100%. We're just telling you that if this thing happens, this can happen, that can happen. Yeah. So we are traders. We trade for a living. Now, do not compare us with value investment. Now, value investment, on the hindsight, put it this way, all right, they will make money eventually because the stock market is going to go up, right? Eventually. So you buy a shares from 300, drop to 200, as long as you're holding it, as long as the share don't collapse, there's a time and there will be a way and there'll be a period, the share price due to good company value, it will go back to 300. I mean, put it this way, if DBS, our Singapore shares, comes down to $6, I tell you, I will buy DBS. But you go to $3, I'll buy even more because this is DBS. All right. But now at DBS $50 is way, way, way overvalued. So that's why DBS shares coming down. All right. I'm talking about Singapore shares, yeah, our number one national bank. Yeah. Okay. All right. So next, take a look itself will be the currency market. Now, today currency market I want to talk about is the dollar yen. Now, very interesting. Dollar yen is down for the 4 days in a row because the boys are selling, the retail are selling. But interestingly, this morning, dollar yen found space. Once it opened, it traded higher. It's testing pivot 1 right now. So the dollar is actually strengthening. But interestingly, gold price, you can see, is also increasing now. Interesting, right? So I feel that later on, if the dollar is to retreat for whatever reason, gold will shoot up, yeah? So that's why I think dollar yen, I'm watching this. Now, if dollar yen now is trying to test 147.32, we are somewhere around here right now. If it goes up, it may go for the MA30 at 147.73. But if it pulls back below, then there could be some selling, and the selling comes in, it may break all the way to 146.45, and that could bring gold much higher above 3350 level. Right, gold is approaching now 3348, by the way. So I repeat myself, for those who bought some gold, if you think that you want to take some profit, you can take some profit at 3348, yeah? I repeat myself, take some profit, put in your kitty bag, surplus for this morning, make yourself happy for that. Okay, guys, that will be this. Now, I promise you, United Health Group, right? Just give me a minute. I'm going to search for you. Okay, hold on, yeah. US stocks, United. Here we go. United Health Group, yeah. This is the company that Warren Buffett bought in, and a few people like even Michael Burry bought some shares of this. Okay, let's bring it in right now. Okay, wow, no wonder you jump up. Okay, so this is United Group, okay? Now take a look here. This is where our system comes in play, yeah? There was a diamond on this particular period where you draw a line, right? But you can see that the next day, the market opened lower. It's below the diamond line, you have to sell. And that's where, wow, look at it, catastrophic. Now, that was because there was a case of someone that's having a bit of issue in the management. So from $490 when it's open, it went all the way down to as low as $238, I think. So after that itself, ding dong for a while. There's a diamond here, there's a diamond here. It failed, it sold down, failed, sold down, until recently the boys had to buy, the retailers had to buy, the diamond line is there, and that was where we call for buy, and the share price gap up. Okay, so this is the good part of this, yeah? Let's just now make it bigger. Okay, so now if you use the diamond line, you would have traded here to buy, and then you would have bought some here to buy. And of course, last Friday, the share price gap up because Warren Buffett bought it. So everybody chased in. Okay, so now everything is cool. I cannot deny this. So there is a hard chance that it may go up further to 319 in the near term. But once it reaches there itself, right, I want to be very careful. If there's going to be another diamond and it doesn't allow you to buy, right, then I believe that might be a pullback. Now, why do I say that? Because I don't think United is out of goods yet. You can buy it cheap, but don't buy it high. So if you want to buy, let it pull back first, then you buy somewhere here, then for it to go up again, if you think that will happen, yeah? Now, because I'm a bit of pessimistic now with the US economy, so I am not chasing this. We called for buy somewhere around here. For those who have text me, I told you about 230 to 235, 230 to 245 you can buy. The reason was because it's simple. It's a double bottom, whereby you saw this. The market low was here, right? So the market purposely came down, go up, came down, break the previous low, stops trigger. But if you notice this, my friends, do you notice that the selling has reduced all the way? Yes, there was a divergence where the price goes down, but the KSI goes down at the same time. Hence, therefore, when the buying comes in, bang, that's what happened. Yeah, this is incredible. This is good stuff here. Okay, so trade with care, be careful, and make some money from the market. Okay, guys, we'll take a short break now for about 2 minutes. We'll come back. We'll talk about what happened on last Friday's market. We choose one market to two market to talk about it, to revise what we know in the system. Okay, KEL signing off. See you guys in about 2 minutes time. Do not go away. Thank you.